everyone, and welcome to today's vlog. So I'm here to talk to you guys about one thing, and that one thing is called studying. I've been at U of T for about 4 years now, so I think I have a general idea of how to study well. I mean, somehow I've made it through U of T for the past 3.5 years. And I think I've got some tips here to help you guys get through exam season. So yeah, let's do this. So I think tip number 1 should be to find a clean study space. That's like the best way so that there's no distractions and you just sit there and study. I think a clean table is really important because when it's messy, it's really hard to focus, like with everything everywhere. So a clean table would be a good idea. Tip number 2, the most important tip of all, put your phone away. I cannot emphasize that any more than I already can. Putting your phone away is the best way to study well because a phone is the biggest distraction. You'll say you're only taking a 5-minute break. Next thing you know, you're on Snapchat for 2 hours, TikTok for 3 hours. The day's over and you got no studying done. Trust me, put that phone away. Put it in your drawer. Give it to your cat. I don't know, do something. Just put that phone away. Number 3, put on some comfortable clothing. In my opinion, I cannot study wearing jeans or anything tight. Like, I like wearing sweats and oversized sweater. Like, that's just the kind of person I am. Perhaps for you, your comfortable clothing is your pajamas. You could stay and study in your pajamas. But if you're the kind of person who falls asleep the minute they put on their pajamas, then don't wear pajamas. Wear sweats or some other form of comfortable clothing. Number 4, studying effectively. It doesn't matter how much time you put into studying if you're not doing it properly. Study the most important facts first. You may say that you want to study way ahead and have it all prepared, but trust me, if you study way too ahead in advance, then when the day comes, you're gonna forget everything. That's why it's so important to review only the important facts and not just everything, because trust me, you're not gonna remember it all. I would say first study what's most important on the exam, then what's somewhat important, and then save the least important stuff for last. You know, like, if the exam is not really going to cover that much material from that certain category, then save it for the end. Notice what your prof is putting more emphasis on, and stick with that. The best way to do that is probably to go back and watch recorded lectures. If your prof does not do recorded lectures, look at your notes that you did in class and see what topics are being featured the most, and study according to that. Number 5, ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask questions. That is why your professors and your TAs are there. They're getting paid to come and help you. No matter how dumb you think your question is, let me tell you, there's no such thing as a dumb question. Do not be afraid. Go reach out. Go to office hours. Do what you gotta do and make sure you're getting the help you need. They are there to help, but they're not gonna come to you. You have to go to them and ask them for help. Number 6, my favorite thing, making diagrams and flowcharts. Whether you're a history major or a chem major, writing out dates and formulas are the best way to understand the information, in my opinion. I'm especially a visual learner, and since I'm an English major, I love to write out book titles and themes and draw boxes around it and have flowcharts going on. That's just how I am, and that's the most effective for me. This method is also helpful when you're trying to focus on the most important parts from the textbook. Highlighting is just not the way to go. You end up ruining your textbook and not being able to resell them. Number 7, take breaks. Please do not say that you're going to spend the next 48 hours sitting at a table studying, because that is not good for you. Try to have breaks in between. Try to have times to eat healthy snacks, and just make sure your breaks don't last longer than 20 minutes. Breaks are very important so that your brain has time to refuel, relax for a bit, and then you can just get right back into it with more energy. Number 8, have a study group. So this is hard during COVID because we're not really able to gather together whenever we feel like it. But Zoom calls, group chats, see if any of your classes have group chats going on. If not, you can start one for you and your classmates to talk together about assignments coming up, exams, who wants to study together. I think that group studying is very effective. It's a great way to bounce ideas off each other, make sure everyone knows what they're doing. It's a good, effective way, in my opinion. When everyone is just as motivated as each other when it comes to school, that gives a stronger form of encouragement towards each other, and I think that's really important for a successful study group. You can ask each other questions, give each other assistance, test each other. Man, I just love study groups. Number 9, the last step, but the most important, I think, after the cell phone rule. step of all is getting lots of sleep. So much emphasis to be put on sleep. Trust me, I know there are times when life happens and you don't get enough time to study and you just end up pulling an all-nighter. I guess in some cases it does work out, but in my opinion, in my experience, when I've done that, I wake up so stressed out, panicky, and I go in and I just become a nervous wreck and I end up doing terrible on my exam. So in my opinion, doing all-nighters, it's not the greatest way to go because you'll end up going to the exam room tired, not with a lot of energy, and you end up not doing as great as you usually would. Try to get as much sleep as possible the night before, wake up, eat a good breakfast, do a good morning routine before you go to your exam. That way you'll be relaxed and ready to go. So those are all the tips I have for you guys. I hope you will take them into consideration and try them out. Let us know in the comments if the tips worked for you. I mean, I think they worked for me, so hopefully they work just as well for you guys too. Good luck in exam season. You got this.